All started when someone had leaked some pictures of he and I out. And he said to the tabloids that he was not gay. Now, my thing is this. If you don't want people to know your business, then you just don't speak on it. Now, you're not going to make me look like a damn fool. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big of a star you are. You're not about to make me like a fool.
But dog, this dude right here be killing the game. I be watching. We killing the game, Hollywood. You straight.
My family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Let's spill the tea on today's biggest celebrity stories. Shannon Sharpe's former stylist just pulled the ultimate stunt, and it's got everybody talking. He leaked a bombshell tape that's got folks whispering that Shannon's been living a double life this whole time. And just when you thought the drama from that lawsuit couldn't get any messier, it does. While Shannon's still caught up in that legal chaos with the essay accusations, now this stylist, who goes by the name Russell Hollywood Simpson, is throwing down wild claims about some kind of secret humiliation ritual going on behind the scenes in Hollywood. He ain't just hinting at it, he's posting so-called receipts, shady messages, and bold captions that could tear down Shannon's whole clean-cut image. But wait, it gets messier. Russell is saying Shannon straight up tried to silence him. Allegedly, Shannon was doing everything to stop Russell from talking and leaking what really went down behind closed doors. If that's true, then this whole thing might go way deeper than just drama. It could be damage control in full effect. Now here's where people are losing it online. Russell ain't no random stylist. When he first started working with Shannon, fans instantly picked up on the vibe between them. They were always seen together. Red carpets, events, airports, you name it. Folks started saying, hold up, are they just working? Or is this Shannon's quiet way of stepping into his truth? Especially since Russell used to be linked to ex-NFL player Kerry Rhodes. That just added more fuel to the rumors. Fans started connecting dots, saying it looked less like a working relationship and more like something real might have been going on. And when those whispers got louder, Shannon backed way off, like he didn't want anyone looking too close. So now the question is, what's Shannon really hiding? And is this just the start of what Russell's ready to unleash? Because if he's got more tapes, this could explode fast. The whispers about Shannon's sexuality didn't just start recently. Those talks been bubbling for years, and once that tape dropped, the gossip exploded even faster. People been saying Shannon's been living a double life on the low, and this whole situation just gave him more ammo. Folks even started comparing his vibe to Miss Netta, and the shade didn't stop there. Remember when Mike Epps jumped into the mix? That man did not hold back. He threw some major side-eye and even joked that Shannon invited him onto Club Shay Shay. But Mike said he passed because the energy felt off. He straight up clowned, saying, nah, Medea, like he wasn't about to get caught up in that mess. Whether it was shade or real suspicion, it added more heat to the fire. So then comes the switch-up. Shannon tried to clean house and fired Russell, probably thinking that cutting ties would cool everything down. But instead of keeping it classy, Shannon fumbled the whole thing. He acted like Russell never played a real role in his look, like he was just some background help. Then boom, he pulls Shelley Davis back into the picture and calls her the genius behind his style, giving her all the credit out of nowhere. Fans weren't buying it. The timing was too perfect. They saw what he was trying to do, bury the rumors by acting like Russell never mattered. But instead of shutting things down, it lit a new fire. Russell wasn't going to just eat that disrespect and move on. At first he kept it cool, but behind the scenes, he was getting heated. And once he saw Shannon trying to erase his name like he was nothing, oh yeah, Russell was ready to spill everything. Russell didn't come out guns blazing at first. He played it slick. He started posting little clips here and there, dropping quiet receipts that showed he was really the mastermind behind Shannon's style all along. One by one, those videos made it clear. Russell wasn't just ironing shirts. He was building Shannon's whole image from the ground up. And when he posted that clip with the caption, "Let's be clear," it was obvious. He was done being silent. Now here's where it gets messy. Shannon used to hype Russell hard, both in private and in public, gave him props, said he was the one behind the whole look. But when the rumors got louder, Shannon pulled a disappearing act on Russell like he never existed. All of a sudden, it was like he was trying to rewrite history just to keep that clean, straight man persona intact. Fans weren't dumb. They saw right through it. Then came the wildest twist yet. On September 11th, 2024, Shannon pulled a move that had everybody's jaw on the floor. He accidentally went live on Instagram and streamed an intimate audio moment that had people clutching their phones. And let's be real, it wasn't no innocent convo. The audio was straight up groan, and it had folks wondering who exactly was with him on that call. No faces were shown, but the vibe was way too spicy to ignore. That live vanished just as fast as it popped up, but not before fans screen recorded it and started speculating like crazy. People were like, who was that? Was it a cover-up or another part of this whole messy game Shannon's caught up in? Either way, it only made things look even more suspicious. But you already know how the internet works. Folks were quick with the screen recordings before that live vanished. And once it started spreading, the comment section blew up like wildfire. But Shannon wasn't gonna let it ride without saying something. He hopped online trying to do damage control and blamed it all on hackers. Yup, Shannon posted a warning saying, "Beware, my Instagram was hacked this morning. My team and I are working vigorously to figure this out." Unsee. But let's keep it real for just 1 second. Nobody was buying that excuse. Fans were calling cap instantly. It sounded too clean, too rehearsed, and way too convenient. And just like that, the post disappeared, deleted, gone. Because deep down, Shannon probably knew the hacker story wasn't holding up. People weren't falling for it, not even a little bit. So after laying low for a minute, he finally decided to face it head on. On an episode of Nightcap, Shannon came clean and told the actual story. He admitted the whole Instagram live situation was a total accident. According to him, he tossed his phone on the bed, not realizing he had hit the go live button right before things started getting real personal. And instead of that moment staying private like it was supposed to, boom, it ended up broadcast to the whole internet. One slip, and his business was out there for everyone to hear. Fans were stunned, critics were circling, and Shannon? He was left trying to clean up a mess that wasn't going away anytime soon. Shannon tried to shut the rumors down real quick, claiming that the live stream wasn't some kind of staged stunt. He went on record saying it was a total slip-up. Nothing more, nothing less. But let's be honest for a second. How many times do you gotta accidentally tap your screen to go fully live on Instagram? That ain't something that just happens while you toss your phone on the bed. Even with Shannon doing his best to clear the air, fans weren't buying it. In fact, the more he tried to explain it away, the more people were convinced he was trying to cover his tracks. Some even started whispering that the whole thing was actually on purpose. That maybe he staged the moment to distract from all the noise about his sexuality, or worse, to get ahead of something even bigger that was about to drop. And that audio, it did not help his case at all. People kept pointing out how weird and exaggerated his voice sounded during the clip. That "ooh, Michelle" moment, it had folks cringing and saying he was putting on a whole performance. It felt forced, fake, like he was playing a part for someone else's benefit. And you already know, the internet doesn't miss a beat. Then came Shannon's next move, and it just raised more questions. Instead of letting it fade, he turned it into a whole dramatic storyline. If it really was an accident, why go through all this trouble spinning narratives? And the name Michelle? It popped up out of nowhere. No face, no trace. When fans started asking who she was, Shannon claimed it was just his assistant, Jordan, who ended the stream. But that only made things more confusing. Who's Michelle? Where's Jordan? Why the switch up? Everything about it felt off. And instead of calming people down, it just gave them more to question. Like, let's really think about it. If Shannon's assistant Jordan had the power to end the live stream, why couldn't he have been the one who started it too? That explanation was looking shaky from the jump. People started side-eyeing the whole story, saying Shannon was dodging the truth and playing the public. And just when things couldn't get more tense, Russell came back swinging. But this time, with receipts in disguise. He started dropping cryptic IG posts, throwing shade without even naming names. One of the most talked about was a story that said, "I love my private life, but you may see a little bit, but you won't see much. I'll tell you that. And the hardest thing I ever had to do was shut the F up." Yeah, that wasn't just random. It was clear he was aiming that message at one person only, Shannon. But Russell didn't stay vague for long. He eventually dropped all the subtlety and confronted Shannon directly, calling out the whole accidental live stream excuse. He wrote, "Accidentally going live? You have to open the app, swipe right, then swipe left twice and hit the button? That's absolutely insanely impossible." Boom. Just like that, Russell made it obvious. He wasn't buying Shannon's story at all. And even though he didn't spill everything just yet, he let people know more was coming. He posted again saying, "So much I want to say, but nah," and followed it with a caption that read, "I'll wait till the right time." And then he hit fans with the real kicker. "I know how Shannon operates. I wouldn't put it past him to plan something like this." Let's not forget, this is the same Russell who once exposed NFL player Kerry Rhodes for being in the closet. He's not new to pulling back the curtain. So when he talks, people listen. And now everyone's just waiting to see what bomb he's gonna drop next. So when Russell starts throwing shade about somebody living on the down low, everybody perks up, because he's known for dropping truth bombs when folks least expect it. That's why people were confused when he didn't fully expose Shannon from the jump. It felt like he was holding back, and fans started speculating why. Some think Shannon might have stepped in behind the scenes and shut everything down. Even after they cut ties, it's been said that Shannon kept tabs on Russell like a hawk, paranoid that he'd eventually let something slip. And when trying to drag Russell's name through the mud, didn't work. Word is, Shannon switched tactics real quick. The streets started buzzing that Bravo had offered Russell, aka Hollywood, a spot on a reality show. But guess what? That opportunity mysteriously disappeared. According to immediate takeout, sources close to Hollywood told Tasha K that Shannon allegedly did everything he could to block Russell from stepping into the spotlight. And now that Shannon's dealing with a new lawsuit, you already know Russell's not holding back. He jumped back on Instagram with more heat, posting shady messages that hinted he was the one keeping Shannon's mess under wraps this whole time, basically saying he played the role of fixer. Like Shannon's own personal Olivia Pope, he posted, "See, when I was around, you never heard a single word. I had everything so organized." That's cold. He's basically saying, "You only looked clean because I kept your business off the blogs." Now, with everything out in the open, Russell's not playing cleanup anymore, and Shannon might be scrambling to stop the next leak. Yeah, this whole thing, it's getting way nastier than anyone expected. But just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, boom, Russell's tea cracked open a whole new can of chaos. And this time, it's coming from Shannon's former bodyguard. Yeah, things just went left fast. So check this, his ex-bodyguard, a dude named Saka Zumba, is now stepping into the spotlight, claiming Shannon was deep in the mix at Diddy's wild parties. And get this, Saka says that's where Shannon supposedly met his current partner. Now whether that's the mysterious Jane Doe, who's suing him for $50 million, or someone he started dating after things ended with her, no one really knows yet. But Saka isn't just talking. He says he's got footage that allegedly shows Shannon attending one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. You know, the same ones that have been the center of shady whispers and dark industry rumors for years. And he didn't stop there. Saka also made some heavy allegations, saying Shannon might swing both ways and was involved in some extremely questionable behavior at those events. According to him, Shannon was seen with a girl who was allegedly underage at the time. Then things got even spicier when someone tweeted out, "FNDA, that ninja Shannon met his 304 at a Diddy party when she was 17. Watch Cat back and you'll understand." Now let's break that down. 304 is slang for a certain kind of woman. And that number flipped upside down? Yeah, it spells out something NSFW on a calculator. The tweet even name-dropped Cat Williams, who's already made waves calling out shady stuff in Hollywood. So people instantly started putting two and two together. But just like that, the tweet vanished, deleted almost immediately, which only made folks more suspicious. Like, what are they trying to hide? This drama? It's getting darker by the second. Call it cancel culture if you want. But the truth is, once something hits the internet, it's there forever. And that deleted tweet? Too late. Screenshots were already making the rounds, and within minutes, it went viral. The whole timeline was buzzing, and the timing had folks raising their eyebrows hard. Why? Because right before all this exploded, Shannon had just announced he'd be stepping away from ESPN until the NFL preseason. Now everybody's side-eyeing the situation, wondering, is this really just a break, or is something deeper going on behind the scenes? And let's not act brand new. This ain't the first time a celebrity bodyguard has pulled the curtain back on the madness that's allegedly going down at those Diddy parties. Hollywood's been whispering about those secret gatherings for years, and bodyguards, they don't just stand around, they see everything. Another former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, who worked security for Jamie Foxx, went on record about the madness he witnessed at those same events. According to him, he saw grown men running around completely naked like it was just another Tuesday. So now with Shannon's ex-bodyguard Saka Zumba stepping up and saying, "Yeah, I've seen some things too," people aren't even surprised. They're just waiting for the next bomb to drop. Saka backing Russell's claims and adding his own dirt, that's a big shift. And the streets are talking. Yes, it's messy, very messy. But if you've been paying attention to how these Hollywood circles move, it's really not that shocking. What's done in the dark always comes to light eventually. Now this is where the story completely flies off the rails, because the most disturbing claim floating around is that Shannon Sharpe allegedly got involved with a 17-year-old girl at one of Diddy's infamous parties. Yeah, that kind of allegation is no small thing, and it's setting the internet on fire. What makes it even crazier? Shannon's been loud about denying any connection to those Hollywood scenes. He once told Kai Cenat in an interview that he wasn't even famous enough to get invited to those parties. He brushed it off like he never had access to that level of Hollywood at all. But now, thanks to the explosive claims from his own former bodyguard, that whole narrative is crumbling. Folks are pulling up old clips, comparing dates, lining up timelines, and the contradictions are blatant. People are saying, "Oh, hold up. So you weren't famous enough for the parties, but you allegedly met your girl at one." Yeah, it's not adding up. But wait, it gets even deeper. A whole new theory is spreading like wildfire, that all of this might be part of a humiliation ritual. If you're not familiar, a humiliation ritual is said to be a planned public embarrassment meant to shame a person in front of the world, usually as part of some twisted industry initiation. The belief is that after the fall comes the rise, that once a celeb is dragged through the mud, they bounce back bigger than ever, stacking more fame, more money, and more power. And when you look at the timing, Shannon in the headlines, scandal exploding, his name everywhere, it's got people asking, is this all chaos or part of a calculated Hollywood pattern? Because something about this whole situation just ain't sitting right. So here's where the stakes get insane. Shannon's reportedly in talks to lock down a $100 million deal for his Club Shay Shay podcast. That's right, more than he made during his entire NFL career. That kind of money, life-changing. But right when that bag was about to hit, boom, a lawsuit dropped that shook everything. Out of nowhere, a woman came forward with some serious accusations. In her lawsuit, she claims Shannon manipulated her, controlled her, and in October 2024 and January 2025, allegedly forced himself on her, even after she begged him to stop. The details are chilling. She says he attacked her from behind, ignored her screams, and left her traumatized. She says they met at a gym in LA and were in a relationship for about 2 years. But according to her, things turned dark, real dark. She claims Shannon became aggressive and threatening, and even said that when she tried to share her location with friends out of fear, he warned her not to. Like, really warned her. And that's not all. She also accused him of recording their private moments, sometimes without her consent, and said he kept those videos for personal use. But the wildest part? She says he shared those videos with other people, multiple times. That detail alone sent shockwaves through the internet. Shannon didn't stay silent though. He fired back with a statement calling the lawsuit a blatant and cynical money grab. According to him, the woman, referred to as Ms. Amiga, was just trying to hit him with a massive payout demand. He claims she even presented a secretly recorded video of one of their encounters, but insists the clip was heavily edited and twisted to look non-consensual when it wasn't. Shannon's legal team is calling the whole thing a smear job, an attempt to destroy his name right when he was about to level up. But with all this swirling around, that $100 million deal, it's hanging by a thread, and the internet is watching every move. The statement from Shannon's camp didn't hold back. According to them, the evidence tells a completely different story. They claim this was a fully consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, explicit language, and fantasy scenarios, all of which were allegedly requested by Ms. Zuniga herself. His team says the infamous tape, secretly recorded by Zuniga, was chopped up and edited to twist the context, making it look like something it wasn't. Shannon's lawyers argue that when you actually line it up with the prior text messages, it's obvious the interaction wasn't forced, it was agreed upon. And that ain't all. Shannon is standing 10 toes down on this one. He completely denies any form of coercion or misconduct, and he's calling out the whole lawsuit as a flat-out lie. In fact, His words were direct. He's refusing to cave to what he sees as a dirty blackmail attempt. He's ready to take this fight all the way to court and prove his side with real evidence. He's banking on due process, trusting that once everything comes to light, the judgment will clear his name and reveal what really went down. No plea deals, no quiet settlements. He's betting on the truth. But let's be real, this whole thing feels way too familiar to folks paying attention. It's got that exact blueprint of what many are calling a humiliation ritual. The timing, the scandal, the public disgrace, and right behind it, a $100 million deal just waiting to land in his lap. Makes you wonder if this was all just coincidence or part of a bigger game being played. Because one thing's for sure, this mess ain't over. And now that the whole world's watching, the next move could change everything. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.